What is going on, everybody? We are back with the Pound Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
Yeah,
and I'm Slash.
Yeah.
Now, thankfully, this is the second time we've tried to record this. The first time...
We've already recorded 2 movies already.
No. The first time, we only made it through, like, the intro in five seconds of starting the news. So, we're here.
All right.
I didn't have the mic on. The mic's on now.
Mic's on. You sure? Are you blind?
Right.
So...
today's episode is going to be a treat. It is a two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
After the news, we're going to be talking about the
Nope, I got you, fam. Moon Girl and Dinosaur, the best song ever. I got you.
It's called Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Moon Girl's Lab.
I got you. No, I see. Look, he had to like really reminisce what the hell we just watched. I got you. The best musical in the world right now. This is topping everything. Like what?
And then
top 10.
We're going to be talking about the Marvels.
Which, yay! No, I don't be having we talk about. It'll be good. It was barely Captain Marvel.
We're super late on the Marvels. I mean, he watched it in theater. Mm-hmm. I watched it when it first hit Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think because you didn't want to see.
No, I wanted to see it. I didn't have money at the time.
Oh, right.
I was a broke hoe.
He didn't have.
And every nefarious version I tried to watch looked really
because
bad.
we tried to watch it. It was like somebody had like a phone like right here and started like watching it. So yeah.
But yeah, so
Plus, but okay.
As soon as it hit Disney Plus, I watched it, loved it, but we'll get there. Yeah. So Ralph, go ahead and hit us with the news, my guy.
I guess just to relay that this guy right here said it ain't Nicolas Cage because Ryan Gosling has been officially been confirmed of Ghost Rider, so that's good. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like there could have been better other actors playing that role, but hey, I trust in Marvel, so. There's that. Also, the Marvel Studios and Ryan Reynolds wanted to get Robert Downey Jr. to cameo in Deadpool Wolverine, but they said the scene couldn't work out because this was supposed to have been like a build-up to Secret Wars. So, but I guess it fell through. I got tongue twisted myself. It fell through, so they basically are not having him in the movie. But you never know. He could be in there. We just, they said it's supposed to be billions and billions of cameos. Also, we got the old Sabretooth. Yeah, I read that. Me and a coworker, we were talking about that in our little chat, a little group chat. They were talking about how we got the old Sabretooth, even though I would prefer to have the guy who played X-Men Origin Wolverine. He did a better job than what I saw in the X-Men movie. So, I didn't like Wolverine. I just like the actor who played Sabretooth. He did a better job, but that's not here and there. But I am happy they do got some. I guess variation.
I liked both both
Sabretooths? Okay. I mean, it's cool, but I think this one...
completely different reasons.
Really?
I think the one that was in the Wolverine was better.
Right.
As an actor.
Right.
But the savageness didn't come across as good as the first one for me.
Well, that's because he was more like a killer. Yeah, because all he did was straight just kill just to work with the army dude, but the other Wolverine was more like a savage because when he first appeared, it was in like the X-Men and they were fighting out in the snow mountains or whatever. But I'm happy they do got some form of a Wolverine little Sabretooth in there. There's also Wonder Man will be reportedly a feature combination of both comedy and horror. So I don't know how to feel about that. That might be
I'm here for it.
I didn't even know they were still doing a Wonder Man, actually.
Maybe they'll even get your favorite person to be Wonder Man.
What the hell is my favorite?
Bruce Campbell. Could you imagine?
Oh, no. Oh, Bruce Campbell. Oh, man. He just puts on the log.
Young Bruce Campbell would
actually. Oh, yeah. They're going to Disney age that shit. They're going to make... If they are going to go that
No, I'm telling you now, it's not going to be him.
It
was a joke. They've already announced who the casting is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they did.
It was a Hispanic
black
guy.
dude. I thought he was black.
Was he black?
Yeah, he was black.
Okay, one of the two.
But here we go. We already started.
No, I just knew he wasn't.
No, go ahead.
He wasn't white,
No.
Which is fine. I don't even know what Wonder Man was in the comics. I don't care.
Look, we already fucking up with Thor already with Heimdall, and then with Moon Girl and Dino Thunder, like.
Right.
And then that's happening outside.
The thunder rolls and the lightning strikes.
This is so bad. Oh, it's about to get worse. Spider-Man will be reported to be mentioned in Sony's Kraven the Hunter film. Why can't we just throw him in there? Why we gotta mention him? Why we gotta hint on him?
There is rumor.
Really? Okay.
That we may see the Amazing Spider-Man.
Don't get my hopes up.
In Venom 3.
I don't want to get my
Big
hopes
rumor.
up.
Big rumor.
Now, if I go in there,
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
I'm about to say, if I go in there and I don't see no whip, I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 10.
I'm talking about the Amazing Spider-Man now.
I would like to see Amazing Spider-Man. I would like to see, like, they were showing him in Morbius. They had, like, the thing said murderer, and they kind of just...
That's going to be loud.
Yeah, they kind of just ignored it. So, if they are going to mention Kraven, like, please mention. If you are going to start to mention them, don't just be like, I saw somebody slinging webs or something. Like, oh, God. It's like they can't even do it. Let's see. What else we got here? Somebody said, no, we don't need that. just throw them in there. We don't... We're fine. We don't need that. Ooh, Dormammu. Hope I said that right. Dormammu? Hope I said that right. Okay. Will probably make his MCU return in the Marvel Studios, hopefully before Secret Wars comes out. So maybe somewhere in... How many movies are we supposed to be getting next year? 5? 4? 20?
Like 2.
I thought it was like 4.
No. Dude, they cut back drastically.
I know they cut back, but I thought like they're at least going to do like 2 or 3 or 3.
There might be at most 3. They're not going to do 4 probably ever again. We're talking about MCU movies.
Yeah. MCU movies, yeah.
Because there's like 6 Marvel movies this year. It's just one of them is MCU. And then Sony was like, hey.
Right, because we're supposed to be getting Venom 3, of course, yeah.
We're supposed to be getting... I'm joking, by the way. It's not...
No, that's funny. No, but that's literally how they said, hey, well, since the MCU ain't doing shit.
They're doing Kraven.
Right.
They're
still doing... Kraven's supposed to be coming out this year.
Venom 3.
Yep.
Did one already come out this year? Yeah, Madam Web came out earlier this year. I try to forget it exists. I know. It's a rough one.
Yeah, somebody said...
I still haven't seen it yet.
And somebody said, well, how come... If you haven't seen it, you shouldn't criticize it. Oh, I watched it, just not in theater.
but there's...
yeah, no.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So, let's see. What else we got?
And actually, I think Venom might be next year. So
It should be coming out this year.
I don't think they've even started filming yet.
Venom 3, the last day? I thought... No, they had a trailer that came out.
They?
Yeah, no. No, it's because due to... somewhat political here. They said due to the elections, they pushed it back from November during that whole time people are voting, and pushed it on its regular time, which is October the 25th, so around Halloween when they probably push it out. Also, Eminem dropped Toby. I mean, not dropped Toby. He'll drop Toby on July 12th. Hitting on Tobey Maguire and Big Sean in there. So yeah, there's that.
Don't be too excited.
I know it's just him to reference.
It's not about Tobey.
No, I know
Maguire.
it's not about Spider-Man and Tobey, but still though, hey, we're gonna ride this out to the moon. No Diddy.
Look, Toby was bit by a spider.
Yep.
But for me, it's a goat.
That's it. I love it. No, that's fire.
Big Sean moment.
Oh, I had a really big Sean moment.
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that song will have dropped by the time this reaction or this review drops.
Yeah, because it's set on. That should be like that Tuesday. So yeah.
Well, that'll be a day apart. This will come then.
Right. That's what I think. Like, cause July 2nd. So yeah. I don't know. It'll drop like the same time actually. But, you know. They also said X-Men 97 Season 2 is reported being aimed to be released next year. Could be the summer of 2025.
Please take your time. I don't
want to be rushed. I don't want to be rushed.
Don't rush it. Don't fuck it up.
Because the moment you fuck it up is the moment we will be done. Let me tell you. It would be so fast. You'd be like, man, we used to talk about X-Men. What happened? Season 2 got bad. It's like, I bet. Yeah. And then, but they're going to push for that Season 3 to try to rekindle it. Then it's gone. It died out right there. They also said that they said the guy who's playing Johnny Storm. They said there are people have been criticizing him because of his age and whatnot, because he's about 35, and I guess Johnny Storm is supposed to be like mid 20s,
right?
And he said that he would. He said like, what did he say? Like he's sorry that people don't want to see the... Oh, I just hit that thing. Damn.
Yeah. Don't do that.
That thunder, that like did that same time. No, but he took some backlash, but he came on and said, like, through Instagram or whatever, and said that I'm sorry that, you know, I'm not the Giant Storm you want, but I will try to be the Giant Storm that can kind of help you out, like, later on in the future, and who knows, we might push it forward to the future. Like, you know, they may jump to a wormhole, like, meet in the modern time, like how they did with Captain America. So, but I don't know. Like, I don't care. It was the set in the 40s. They always look like the big Brodies, but they look like they're 18. So they took their milk.
I want a young team.
They're not gonna be young, Fred. None of these motherfuckers. None of these motherfuckers are gonna be young. Not even Sue Storm. They're all like mid-30.
But here's my thing. I want there to be enough time for them to have already been an established team, and that's what they're going with.
Yeah.
If they put this out in the 40s, the only other hero that would have even been around in the 40s era,
Wait, what, Mr. Fantastic?
that people would know of, would have been Captain America.
Well, yeah, Captain America. And I think they said it's supposed to be in its own universe, because if they had put it in our universe, it'd be like, well, where were you when Captain America was here? Like what, how that...
But we'll see. We'll see how they do it.
But, okay, I mean, and then they said the guy playing Ben Grimm was like, I'm working out to... He said, I'm working out to get better. I'm like, fam, you're going to be in CGI. What are you talking about, sir? Right. Well, he was like, yeah, I'm going to be working out to get better and better, and he's like, I'm going to get trained to be all Ben Grimmy Hulkified. I'm like, bro, like, you're not going to be doing too much, buddy. Let's see. We also have... Oh, the director of the Spider-Man film trilogy. He's 43. Oh, man, that's cool. Sam Raimi? No, John Watts. The one that worked with Sam Raimi. Yeah. And then your favorite show, Agatha All Along series, will join a desperate mixed bags of witches. Teases maybe the Scarlet Witch may return. Yeah, Agatha gonna be with some witches, man.
Well, yeah. She's got to get her powers back.
Yeah, because Agatha... okay. Here's something about What If. Spider-Man will reportedly be a part of the Guardians of the Multiverse. And this is going to be the Spider-Man, I guess, that we saw in the zombie one. Fuck that Spider-Man.
He should have died.
I mean, I'm not denying that, because when we watched that What If zombie, which everybody fucking loved, I don't understand.
I was so disappointed in it.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. And what's so funny, not to go off topic, but they hyped off What If so badly, and then when we watched this, and everybody's like, even our coworkers, they were like, well, you just didn't get it. Am I supposed...
No, we understood it.
We understood
it.
Sucked. That's what made it worse. That's what we try to tell them.
I don't...
It's not we didn't get it. I understood it. That's what made it worse, man. Cause it's like, what? No. It's just... And then season 2 dropped, and I said, well, there's a few episodes there, but it's still the same shit. And they're doing the season, and they already hinted season 3. We saw like a little trailer that I guess got snuck out and cut out. That means you pulling this time. Like he's like, you trying to shake it.
Look, I'm just saying, it's the head of Scott Lang.
No, yeah, he sure aged a lot. Like he said, he aged better. Another thing we got, Captain Carter and Cockery.
Cock-a-doodle-doo?
Oh God, I know a butcher. She was the bar that we saw at What If season 2. They said they will be reportedly an Avengers film, so we might be seeing more Captain Carter and I guess a live action.
We're supposed to be getting more Captain Carter.
Yeah, and then we're supposed to be getting the chick here, Kyrie. I don't know how to say this woman's name.
Kakiri.
Oh Lord! And it's funny. This is their first character that they made up. Their first new character. What did that say? Look,
that would have been.
Watch me not even pick that though. Watch me not even pick that.
Did you see what it was?
I said 2009.
It was the second season of Superhero Squad show.
Yeah. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is Marvel is making a comeback from. They're going to be at D23 and San Diego Comic-Con this year because they were talking. Because last year they were never even seen, and that's when they started pulling back movies and stuff. They're supposed to be releasing the Secret Wars cast, which I know we're never going to see till the dawn of time. And they're supposed to release some new Marvel material. So we got new Marvel material, but we're not going to see it until we don't know when.
We'll see.
They
can't even get the current Marvel material done. How many times have they rewritten the script for Blade? Come on.
Oh man, that's what, I'm going to bring that up. Yeah, they said his lawyers, and I guess his PR team are getting very, very frustrated. First was Marshall Lee, but I think they kind of calmed them down. Now his PR team is kind of like, okay, when we're going to get to this, when we're going to get to this, come on, like we're going to get to a move, like they haven't even started writing yet.
It's storming.
Yes, it is. I'm hearing you.
Nice. Maybe we'll get a tornado. I don't have a basement either, so we're.
Right. Yeah. So
I just wanted to make Ralph paranoid, y'all.
Yo, because we had this story about. I wish I could bring this up at my work.
Listen.
I will drive off this motherfucker.
All I'm saying is it could be the Bifrost.
I mean, all I see is white or ice.
See, even you know Heimdall's not supposed. No, I'm kidding.
We're going to get into that. I can't wait.
That's
But I guess we'll talk about the Marvels now. That's all the news
We're not
I got.
talking about the Marvels now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
We're talking about some racism. That's what we're talking
So,
about.
there's nothing racist about none of this. Let's talk about this hit new show on Disney Plus that just came out this past month. I don't know when.
And what's funny, though, it has a TV show, and he didn't even know it was a TV show with the same art style? Yes. Do they sing? I don't know.
It's a spin-off of the TV show, apparently, and I'd never known that there was an actual TV show that at some point
It's
now
on Disney Plus.
we're going to have to watch it.
Yep, and it's 30 episodes. Good luck with that one. On both of them.
So this is called Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Moon Girl's Lab.
Mm-hmm.
And I got super excited when I first read the description because it was like this series of short musicals, and I was like, oh, we're getting musicals. That is so cool.
Man, you was hyped
until they magic school busted the shit out of it.
Yeah, it reminded me like when we didn't have streaming service and you just get these small little snippets of, like, say, Magic School Bus, Sesame Street, or Arthur and everything, and they'll say, well, say no to drugs, or don't be a bully. Like, this is like old school when Power Rangers was trying to, like, reinforce, like, never use your fist, only talk things down even though the person's mad. It's like they try to give you those types of tips. It's like, except now they're doing it in a singing form. It's like photosynthesis and chloroplast and she's gothic but light and dark and Yeah.
My problem with all of this is I admire what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. They're trying to put out something that kids can watch that they're going to think is super cool, and they're going to learn some science.
Because obviously this is catering to kids, here.
It's for learning science.
Right.
All the episodes are based off of a scientific thing, whether it's laws of motion, echolocation, light.
It was, but the last one I didn't like any of it.
The last one was about saving
which
the moon.
is really, I guess being hit by an okay, I guess there's some science on being hit by an asteroid, which brought the Beyonder, which I guess. But
they introduced this entire cast of villains that if you're not watching the show, you have no clue who most of them are.
Yep, because
I've not heard of hardly any of them. There was like Vincente. Like, who the fuck is Vincente?
The only one I knew was the Beyonder, because like we all know the Beyonder is like one of like the strongest like moral characters. Other than that, I didn't really know who the hell any of these people were.
But my big problem out of all of this is the music sucked. The music wasn't catchy. Like, just to give you guys an idea. Now, my chemistry teacher in high school turned everything into a rap, not on some like good rap. All right, we're talking everything he did. He found a rhythm and a way to say it,
right,
and it was catchy, and we learned.
Right, as I said, was it catchy?
It was like amino acids in the peptide bond and stuff like that. Nice. Like, it was cheesy, but it was catchy cheesy. Like the way he said it, you learned it.
Right.
When you went to go take the test, you said
you
said the rhymes in your head. And you had it.
Was that smart? I like that. This one was more
This is like light, smooth jazz with a little bit of hip hop influence, but not really rapping at all.
Right,
just kind of singing kind of in rhythm, like.
And she would always have these like, "How do we stop it?" I know, and then goes right to the book and it says, "This is what the episode's about."
Teaching code as well.
Right, code. And she said, "Don't you need to be a superintendent?" Nope, not the code. It's like, okay,
but it's not catchy. I'm not gonna remember any of those songs.
No, I'm not
none of them.
No, I'm good.
I don't even know if they ever do another season. If I want to review futures, this sucked. It was boring. At the very least, you could have done every episode could have been done in its own genre of music, so then you're at least playing around with things.
Right. This one, and
This was
it was
just
the
like-
same. It was the same for all 8 episodes. It never it never changed from its situation.
And the bad thing is, like, I don't know a lot about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
No.
The one thing that I do know is Devil Dinosaur comes from the Savage Lands. As a matter of fact, there's a version of Captain America that rides Devil Dinosaur in the comics.
Oh shit! Okay. Cool.
Cap gets stranded in the Savage Lands, and then he finds Devil Dinosaur, and they kind of...
Because obviously this is a Marvel. These are 2 Marvel characters. Like obviously.
Right.
I mean, I guess that's what he would put out here. But,
I don't...
I feel like it's, and I hate to say like that might be a cash grab situation.
I-
Because it's for children, but people can say when you do this, you're like, well, it's for kids, but would your kid even get this shit?
I can even look at kid things through kid glasses. I'm being real here. Like,
right.
Do you remember, jokingly, I pulled the piece of paper out earlier, and it just so happened to be the Superhero Squad.
Which
Squad
that
show.
was a kid thing that I watched when I was little. Like,
it was
that's
a
what I
kid
was
thing
watching.
that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Right.
As an adult. Like,
Right.
I was like,
Even-
I
right.
watched it with kid glasses. I was like,
Right,
oh,
you
this
gotta
is
put
goofy.
onto the lens of kid glasses. That's it.
This is goofy fun.
Right. I feel like if you was a
This
child,
ain't gonna help any
I feel
fucking
like if you was
body.
a kid, you probably wouldn't fuck with it. Like, I feel like if we didn't have streaming and we was back in the days of like Saturday or Monday or whatever and PBS, you wouldn't even fuck with
if this would have showed up in between and like a commercial break for a show I was watching, I'd
Right.
get up and go take a piss.
It's like if this showed on like with Power Rangers or something and they just whoop, this came on, and now a word from Disney, and then you get this. He's like through this little 2-minute thing. You would have been like, "This is horrible." No, it was okay.
So,
I
with
wouldn't
that
watch
being
it.
said, when I tell you that I think the Simpsons thing was better,
Yeah, that was just
I do.
5 minutes? That's just 5 minutes. Just one episode, 5 minutes, right? And it actually had Loki in it too. They actually had Tom Hiddleston playing in there.
I am personally giving this a 2.
I'm giving it a 3.
It will get the 2 points for the attempt that it made at being something for kids.
Right. I'll give it a 3. But just the attempt, just 3. I'm not getting higher. I can't though, because it's. Cause I'm like you, I wouldn't sit here. It's like if they put Spider-Man on Fox Kids, and then this came on. It's like I would not care. But I think I'd be like, what is this? When is Spider-Man or X-Men getting back on?
I do apologize. I opened it up on the IMDb page. People will be like, "What the fuck is that?" Because we're gonna be talking about the Marvels after this.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we're talking about the Marvels.
So that comes out to a 3. That's a D. And
Yeah, no, it's rightfully so. I'm
And-
not gonna say give it an F because it attempted it. But it's not something that if I watched on their Disney, say Earth's Mightiest Heroes came on, and this came on like right as like a little snippet before we get back to it, it's like I would not care.
Right.
And that's sad though, because this is supposed to be for like say kids for streaming service. This is what they put on. Like this was the worst part of I Am Groot. At least I Am Groot was funny for both seasons.
I Am Groot was hilarious.
Like both of them, both seasons were solid.
Here's my problem. And
That is good for kids.
I am going to be 100% honest with you. My cartoons when I was a kid didn't try and teach me anything.
It's funny you say that because now as I'm growing up, my cartoons as a kid, they were trying to teach us stuff.
Like we had Sesame Street, they tried to teach you something.
But
A,
then everything,
B,
right?
C,
Everything
things like
started
that.
teaching you something.
But
when
you
I
know
was
what
in
we
high
watched?
school,
We
grade
watched
school.
Animaniacs. We watched
Right.
Ren and Stimpy. We watched Real Monsters. Like we watched stuff that was just meant to be funny. Like you watch it, you laughed, and you left the learning at school. Now they're trying to teach people all
Because
this.
I grew up with Nick Jr. started coming out, and that's
Now-
when they started adding those cartoons that did that.
Now
like
they're
Dora and
trying
all
to
them.
use cartoons
Yep.
as a substitute babysitter teacher.
Yep. No, I mean for real. No, yeah, I'm not done. Yes,
No,
yeah.
fucking quit it,
I even
dude.
told you at the time we was watching. I said, "Oh, they're trying to get rid of school.
But,
they're like, fuck school, bro."
Like even Animaniacs, dude. My favorite.
I mean, it had some moments in there.
My favorite comedic cartoon show as a kid was Animaniacs.
Of course.
And at the end of not every episode, but some episodes, they did the Wheel of Morality.
Right.
And they would spin this wheel, and when they spin it, they'd be like, "Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Show us the lesson that we should learn." And you're like, when you first go to watch it, you're like, "Oh, they're really trying to teach you something through this." No, dude, it was a joke.
Right.
They would hit you with a joke at the end of it, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's funny. That's
Right.
okay." Like,
or even when Yakko started to name all the states. He was naming all the states, trying to say these are where all the places at.
that was still catchy.
That was still catchy. No.
And then you know what they did?
Mm-hmm.
That was one segment, and then they went to another segment that was just off the wall.
Off the wall. They even did good idea and bad idea. Like, good idea.
Good idea, bad idea.
Right, don't put the fork in the... Like, they really... believe it or not, they actually taught some shit. Like, they actually did. They just kept it with the funniness behind it.
I have an extremely funny story. I'm not going to share it here because it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Involving good idea, bad idea that I used in real life.
Oh, fantastic. God. Because he's like, good idea. Bad idea. Like, don't do that. So, in a way, they did teach some stuff. It's just now... When I'm growing up, at the age that I am, they started implementing this shit.
And I hate it.
Like, Nick Jr. was the first thing that, like, Blue's Clues, even though I love it, was all implementing this type of learning experience.
Leave the teaching to the parents and teachers. Let the cartoons just be entertainment.
So you wasn't fucking with Nick Jr. and all that, were you? I mean, of course, he was getting older now, but, yeah.
I was not. Although Face was cool. I liked Face.
He said, I gotta drink this. He drank this little, like, soda.
But he wasn't near as cool as Stick Stickly.
No, he's like, Stick Stickly, I'm here, hello. Whoa.
Anyways.
But, yeah, so, that's Nickelodeon for you guys who want to watch that shit.
It got a D.
Yeah.
Moving on.
But that's what I caught from it, though. So, yeah.
Give me 1 second.
What was that under with D, though? Oh, you already changed it from it? Or...
What was it under?
What was under in the D category?
I don't. I'd have to... Let me click back into it. In D was only Iron Man, the first, season 1 of the 94 cartoon.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. Because that was bad.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Now, those are the lowest ranked. There's no Fs for cartoons yet. In C, we had the first season of Superhero Squad show.
And that was entertaining. That was something I watched when I was...
The Inhumans.
Yeah.
What If, season 1. And then...
I'm surprised. Then What If
Secret Invasion, season 1.
What
If season 2 was a B.
Yeah, because it had some good... Yeah, because...
There was more good in...
There was more good in season 2.
There was more good than bad in season 2.
Right.
Season 1 was mostly bad minus like one episode. The problem... And I remember the only reason it made it up as high as it did was that one episode.
And it did.
It's still my favorite episode of What If out of season 1 and 2. That Doctor Strange episode, that one specific episode.
Oh, man.
What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
Instead of his hands. And then it brought it back from the season 1 to season 2.
Still.
That's why I said that. Like, I like that. I like that. And in the end, he ended up losing everything, and he ended up getting the time store, but he's no longer in it. So, but yeah. That's why I fucked with season 2 more than season 1. Hopefully season 3 does better.
Presentation mode, and then I gotta drag the marbles up here. Alright, so.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are now reviewing the Marvels. So just to give you guys the tail of the tape, as you guys see me scrolling through here. Just to give you an idea, director is Nick DaCosta, written by Nick DaCosta, Megan McDonnell, and Alyssa Karasik. Stars Brie Larson, Teyana Paris, and Eamon Vellani.
Oh, good. I know that. I didn't know how to even say that.
Eamon Vellani?
Eamon Vellani?
Vellani?
I swear I would have butchered that. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
I was more worried about fucking up Teyana, to be honest. And I don't even know if that's technically how...
Her name is even said, you know.
That's just
the one that plays Photon. Yeah.
So... everybody's coming back to reprise their previous roles in this. So obviously Brie Larson is Carol Danvers. Teyana Paris coming back to play Monica Rambeau. We hadn't seen her since
WandaVision,
I believe.
That was the last time we actually saw her. And
then Eamon Vellani coming back after the Miss Marvel's TV
Which
show.
That was really good for her to come like from TV straight to movie. Yeah.
We got Samuel Jackson back as Nick Fury. And honestly, I feel like that's the only... Who's the lady that plays...
The villain?
The villain. What's the villain's name? Is it Dar-Benn?
I think that is, yeah.
Zawe Ashton is her name?
Zoe Ashton, yeah. Darwin or
Zoe or Zawe. It's a Z-A-W.
Because she's like a Kree, in a way. Another Kree character.
I want to say that might be really all that's...
Well, I mean, they got side characters.
A nice special shout-out to Park Soo-joon, who plays Prince Yan. And I only say that because till the day I die will tell you guys I absolutely love the Disney part.
Man, everybody love that Disney part so much they put her in a Disney princess like anime. They actually animated Brie Larson into a Disney princess. So we got a new Disney princess now. It's like what?
All right. So to give you guys some trivia, this was something I did not know. Brie Larson is deathly allergic to cats, so anytime she's in a scene with Goose, it's a stunt double.
Wow. Oh shit.
So I won't say deathly. She's severely allergic to cats in real life.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Wow. Damn, because the Captain Marvel, she was like really with the cat for a lot. I bet she had to take so many EpiPens and everything. Because there were times she was actually holding the cat.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, the second one, and this one, she wasn't holding as much. But in the first one, she was holding Goose a few times, man.
This does take place after Nick Fury's show. However, when Nick Fury leaves Earth with his Skrull wife for Saber, she is nowhere to be seen in this film.
Okay, I was wondering where this kind of took place.
It's not a continuity error.
Okay, she just wasn't seen.
Vera stated that she was only going to help Fury get started, but could not stay. If you remember, that's one of the things she said.
Right, because I thought...
So this is after she's already returned back to Earth.
Oh, okay, because I thought Marvel started before Secret Invasion. So this is... Okay, so this is right then. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know where this kind of... It's fun to look into these Marvel movies, like where does it lie in the timeline here, but okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And then some universe. Okay, so some details. It was released November 10th, 2023. So it was the last movie of the year last year.
Yep.
It had a $220 million estimated.
Yeah.
$220 million budget.
Budget, yeah.
And it only grossed, opening weekend only did in U.S. and Canada 46.1 million.
Right.
Worldwide, it ended up grossing 206.1 million. So it didn't make back all its money in theater. That's not to say that the people that buy it on DVD and stuff, it's not eventually going to get to that point.
Right.
But they want to make all the money back and then some on the movie theater. Here's the thing. And I'm going to tell you guys now, most people, first and foremost, this movie wasn't really marketed well.
Yeah.
I also want people to understand there is a severe hatred for both Captain Marvel as a character and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel.
Mine is really with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel.
I love Captain Marvel as a character. I've openly admitted this to everyone. Like in the comics, I love her as a character. As a matter of fact, one of the things I wanted to bring up that I absolutely like, I agree with a lot of her personal stances on things. A big one for those of you that have actually watched or read Civil War 2. I actually like the story of Civil War 2 more than Civil War 1 because Civil War 2 for me was a harder decision.
Yeah, because this was about like an Inhuman, wasn't it?
Civil War 1, it was like, do you tell the government who you are? Do you not tell the government?
Right,
absolutely Team Cap. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Even though I was Team Spider-Man once he revealed himself. I'm sorry, I still had to follow Team Spider-Man. Then he went back to Captain America. That's the here and there.
But then in Civil War 2...
This was more of like
it was
Inhuman.
Captain Marvel versus Captain America.
Right.
And there was a character who was able to see... into the future and see possibilities of how people could...
Right.
Things that could happen.
And I think she was trying to protect this Inhuman.
Right. Brie Larson was trying to use that power... Not Brie Larson. She is Captain Marvel. It is what it is.
Right.
Captain Marvel decides she's going to use that power to arrest people before they commit the crimes.
Right, and of course Cap was not really...
And then Captain America's like, but they haven't... You have to give them a chance to make that mistake.
Crime. Yeah.
Let me tell you this, though. This was a hard decision for me. And I say that as somebody because I'm like, how many times have people played around with, if you could go back in time and change one thing, what would you do?
Right.
How many people said, I'd kill Hitler before
he
became who he was?
Who he was, right. Kill him as a baby.
There
are Deadpool.
There are going to be some people that are going to be like, no, that's wrong, because he hadn't done anything at that point. But then there's going to be other people like, but we know what he goes on to do.
Unless you stop him before he does what he's about to do. How
many people... Like, you look at any major catastrophe, right? Or look at serial killers.
Yep. They weren't serial killers at one point. You
get somebody that's killed 70, 80 people. Mm-hmm. What if you kill them before they actually become a serial killer? Then all of a sudden people are like, yeah, but then they didn't have a chance to prove that they weren't going to become that.
Right.
Right. But think of how many people you have probably just saved by taking this one person out. It's one of the things that I have always struggled with superheroes and villains. My two favorite superheroes of all time are two of the biggest pussies in the superhero universe. You look at Spider-Man, you look at Batman. How many times were they like, well, I can't kill my enemies because it's not my job. I'm not judge, jury, and executioner.
Right, but then
sometimes
Spider-Man will depend on what type of Spider-Man he might get. He might actually pull that trigger. Actually,
how many people would be saved if Carnage was just taken out? Yep. How many people would be saved if Joker was just taken out? But they can't do it. They think, oh, the justice system's going to do what it's going to do.
Right.
They put him in jail.
And then no matter how many times, boom, he gets out.
How many times these motherfuckers break out of jail and become a problem again? They don't want to off them.
Like that's why Superman really did what he did in Injustice, because of that situation right there.
Now that I've gone off on this entire tangent.
No, that's fine, because that's what the whole Civil War was about.
But that's why I love Civil War 2 so much, because I understood both sides. Don't get me wrong, I still understand Captain America's side, but it's hard for me to choose which side I think is right, because again, what if they're in a universe that, because it's a possible outcome.
Right, you're throwing, like what Doctor Strange said, you're throwing possibilities out there, but they can never.
So what if they don't actually go on?
Right, there's your what if.
What if they were never actually going to go on to become the problem?
What if they're just a normal person?
This kid thought he seen.
Well, like we saw. Okay, well, let's go off topic here a little bit too. The X-Men at the end of that season, we saw Apocalypse before he became Apocalypse, and then we saw at the end of that was the Apocalypse that we saw.
Are you talking about
the X-Men 97?
Don't ruin shit for me. I still ain't watched it yet. Shut up.
What the?
Me and Justin are watching through the entire series. We're on season 2.
Drink.
Anyways,
pour bleach in this.
But no. So there's just a lot that I feel like as a character, not even Brie Larson's side of things. I feel like as a character, I'm noticing a lot of hate for Captain Marvel. She's too powerful. They only made her this powerful because she's a woman. Blah, 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 blah. No,
she's just powerful as fuck.
She's just powerful. She was designed that way 40 years ago.
And really, she's not like she's powerful. She ain't the strongest. There's people stronger than her, but damn, like, no women don't deal with that. I hate people who say that shit. That's so fucking... I'm not one of those I hate both sides, toxic, masculine, and toxic. I hate the whole thing. I hate all of it. Like it does.
Now on the flip side, there are a lot of people that hate Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I want you guys to understand. I had no problem with Brie Larson as Captain Marvel in the first movie.
I feel like she was carried by Samuel Jackson though.
I feel like whoever directed that movie kind of held her back. I don't think it was a bad movie, though. I still thoroughly enjoy it. I can turn it on and sit down and be like, Captain Marvel, let's go.
Right.
And watch it.
Because it does have some really good moments into the movie. Like, it does.
In this movie, she's actually allowed to show a little bit more emotion. So I did like that.
Which I don't understand. Like, you would think this would got way more hit, but I guess, like you said, the marketing kind of fucked up.
At the same time, there is one scene where she tries to be emotional, and it's not believable. It's the part where she tries to explain why they called her the Annihilator to the other two.
Oh, yeah.
And she's trying to force cry.
She was trying to force cry.
And it's so bad.
It was no emotion behind that force cry.
But literally, that is the only bad scene for me in this entire movie. Now, with that being said, a lot of people's hatred for Brie Larson isn't even about her acting. A lot of people's hatred for Brie Larson is about who she is as a person. A lot of people dislike her because she is like a toxic feminist, the type of person that comes across as like a man-hater.
Well, if you've seen her interviews with not even Marvels, let's do Endgame. It's kind of like she was kind of like over talking Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle in a weird way, even though. I don't know. It's weird. Like, that whole interview was weird. It's like she couldn't be her. Like, she couldn't be her. I mean, I guess that is herself. I don't know. I can't put my finger on her though. And maybe it's not really like a man hate thing. It's just I don't understand why she. I mean, you can just tell like them two. It reminded me of the what was it? Batfleck, where he sat there and you have here explaining the Batman v Superman movie. He just. Like, that's how I see when she was talking. It's almost like they didn't want her there, but they wanted her there in a way. If that makes sense,
right?
Like, I can't put a word on that, but it's one of the things. I think that's probably why people hate Brie Larson, because it seemed like she didn't. It seemed like she didn't want to be in Endgame in a way.
Right.
Which is weird, though.
To be fair,
Uh-huh.
at first I don't think she really did. The way people were talking shit about her.
Well, then again, they thought they were going to kill her off in this movie, actually. And look, they even said...
If you remember, she even did an interview even after this was out. And
yeah,
she
said, do they want to be in? Do they want me back?
I might not come back.
She said, do they want me back?
People don't really want me here.
I just...
Here's my thing.
Damn it. She need more interviews.
I will never confuse Brie Larson, the person, with Brie Larson as Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, no, as Captain Marvel,
if she wants to be a shithead in interviews, that is what it is.
Right.
She can do what she can be, but as long as she's gonna be, portraying a decent Captain Marvel on screen.
Right, because she could be at least I do kind of respect her acting just a little on that, because she could be a shithead Captain Marvel, and then you would be like, well, I'm out. As
long as she doesn't do something so deplorable that would get anyone canceled. And we're not going to go into details on that.
No. Yeah, we know a few. Or a lot. Actually, we know a lot. But yeah, no. Yeah,
Dr. Disrespect type shit.
No. Because I heard about that. That's the most recent one.
So, and I don't. That's not going to be Brie Larson.
No.
But
maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's why I'm neutral to it. Because like I said, with the first movie, Captain Marvel, like I said, bad directing. Because if they had shown more about Captain Marvel doing other things, then yeah.
Now I want to talk a little bit about Photon.
Oh yeah, really, she was the best part of that movie. Actually,
I'm going to disagree. We'll get there then.
Really? Okay.
Amazing part.
Yeah. But why you disagree, man?
Because I'm going to be honest. Miss Marvel stole the show.
That's because of that dancing, fool.
No. You're confusing Captain Marvel with
my
Miss
bad.
Marvel.
With,
Kamala Khan is quickly becoming one of my...
She was like the second one behind it, though. She was the second one behind it.
She's quickly becoming one of my favorite MCU heroes.
Maybe if I get one more movie with her, I probably would like her,
especially even with... Oh my God, she's had just as much screen time, if not more, than Photon as a character.
Really?
Yes.
I would have thought maybe they were kind of like trading blows here on this one.
Miss Marvel had an entire series that she was the main character.
Yeah, but so did Photon though too.
No, she was in a few episodes. Because if you remember, she got thrown out quick, and then didn't come back until later. But.
Because I would say they both. I mean, like I said, maybe like we could agree to disagree, but it's like I would say I thought both of them hand in hand had both. Had both screen time shared.
My problem with Miss Marvel has more to do with Miss Marvel as the TV show than this movie. Okay. I still am struggling with this whole idea of her being a mutant. I think it's dumb. She's not. She's an Inhuman. Stop trying to bury the Inhumans like they don't exist.
And we had a whole conversation about this at work, and it's like I said no. Remember, I thought she almost got kicked off of her own damn show because of her trying to criticize Kevin Feige. You see, she had to back down from that though, from that whole thing, because she said, "Well, what if I get a dog? What if I get the dog that's Inhuman?" No, he said, "Nah, like squash that."
He
like
Lockjaw's
he wanted Lockjaw. She said, "Nope." Like he just wanted like a little plushy toy. Said, nah. But maybe if I need one more thing. Then I'll make my decision on this one. Right now, Photon really did the most because she sacrificed herself, bro. I can't get out of that.
I love.
Even though Miss Marvel did have a moment where she was like, "We gotta save these people," and Captain Marvel was not having it, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, we gotta save these people, bro. At least she was.
We can only save as many as
we can. I said, "Damn." Let Miss Marvel get on the ship, please.
She's not wrong about it.
No.
You can't save everybody.
Well, it was like 1 million people there, but that was like 1 million creeds dropping right there on the spot, and she was trying her damnedest to save them.
And again, I think that's another reason why I love.
The Marvels was actually pretty decent.
What I love about this movie, so
it's decent. They have Marvel, but that's all right. It is what it is.
This movie had. One of my favorite moments of this movie reminds me so much of what one of my favorite moments of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is. And that's the show of a tragedy so huge that it changes people. If you think about the city exploding in Guardians 3, it's very similar to the Skrulls being wiped out in this. And
which is crazy. That was the whole thing about Skrull and Kree, man.
Kamala wants to help so bad, and Bree's pretty much, or Captain Marvel's pretty much like, yo,
you know what's funny? Yeah.
You're gonna die if you
if you don't get all this shit.
Get on here. We gotta go.
And I think that's so crazy. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Captain Marvel actually be a captain right there. That was crazy. Like, that's some real crazy ass shit. Then we get to that. We get to the fake crying, but yeah.
I don't like. Let me tell you what I don't like about Photon as a character.
Okay.
And I thought. Now I rewatched it this morning before we were going to jump in and start recording because I wanted to make sure that I was up to date on it. Because like I said, I hadn't seen it since it came back out on Disney Plus.
Really?
I watched it on Disney Plus twice. I watched it. It was me and Kat once.
I watched a couple clips here and there.
And then we watched it with the kids because we thought they would like it.
Okay. Did they like it?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they liked it or not.
So my problem with Photon as a character remains the same from when I first watched it to this time.
What, on WandaVision?
Is she is very, starting off, apprehensive of Carol and very apprehensive of Miss Marvel. Carol's, I understand to an extent. Like, Carol's like, hey, I'm going to be back. Carol disappears, doesn't come back. And everything happens. But it bothers me because at the same time, Photon has... I don't know if if somebody I cared about was like, hey, I got to go fight. I'll be back.
Okay.
And I don't see them for 20 years because they're out fighting.
Or possibly worse. Right.
Why the hell am I going to be mad at them? They're out trying to save people. They're out trying to save beings, the universe,
okay.
things like that.
Okay, let's see what you got said about that one. Okay.
I don't understand where she comes from with this. You didn't come back. I was fucking busy. What you want me to do? Let people die to come back and hold your fucking hand?
I think she
grow up.
I think she was upset because the fact that like during WandaVision, her mom died, and then Carol, I guess, never showed up to the mom, I guess, dying of cancer. So that kind of caused a little riptide in the hole too. And then even all the times that they went up to the space, I guess they never met each other either, which is it's.
Now.
I kind of say she's upset, but she shouldn't be like pissed off. But she has right to be just a little bit upset about that. Just a little bit, not a whole lot though, but a little bit.
The apprehension with Kamala at first cracks me up. It's more of she doesn't know how to handle kids type thing, and you can tell.
Right? Oh no, yeah,
and it cracks me up. But
she actually watch her. I'm like, watch her. What?
One of the things that I loved about this movie, so when we watched Thor: Love and Thunder, we struggled with just how much they just always constantly tried to be funny. Every little thing was like a one-liner, a joke.
It wasn't like a serious moment.
The screaming ghost that I loved dearly,
that's a meme till I die.
Show up like 15 times and scream, and I laugh every time.
Hell of a time, good time, bro.
But I didn't like that they tried to be too overly comedic. This one actually felt more like a call to form to the old Avengers movies, where the comedy was just in the right places.
Oh yeah.
Like there's that part where, and I laughed, dude, so much. So we get, by the way, in the beginning, one of the, what I feel is coolest fight scenes I have seen in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, because they're jumping.
When they're jumping and
like she's like, oh, what the like she was going to let it blow on something.
Like, when it first starts off, if you remember, we get the scene where Carol gets zapped into Kamala's house.
Right.
She walks downstairs, apologizes to the parents, and leaves.
Right.
Kamala eventually makes her way back. And I remember, and the mom being like, yeah, Captain Marvel just walks down the stairs, and you can see the excitement.
Right, because I think they called her
Miss Marvel's face.
Oh, no, she's that back in.
She was like, Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, she was fangirl.
Was in our house, and she was like giddy and amazing acting. I loved it.
Oh, yeah, she was like, what? No way.
So then they get to just the amazing fight scene where they're switching places and taking turns. And during this fight scene, dude, after the fight scene's over, the actual fight scene.
Because this is like over. What, like a 15-minute fight?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Nick Fury and Photon show up to Kamala's house, and during all of this, Kamala goes to show off her powers to Nick Fury, and then she disappears, and Carol takes her place.
Right. I think she's like falling mid-air.
And we get the awkward first time Carol seeing Monica in person as Monica's an adult.
Yep.
And again, Monica calls her Captain Trouble.
Right.
Carol calls Monica Captain Trouble. Monica, not a fan of it. She's like, I'm Captain Rambeau now.
I did respect that a little bit because like she's not a little kid no more, man.
No, but it came off as just very dickish.
No, I understand. I understand that. I get that, but I'm like,
at the very least,
aren't you a little man? Like, aren't you big arm Ralph? Like, come on, bro. I'm Ralph, bro. That's.
I would have been like, hey, look, I'm not a kid anymore, okay? Like, and I'd have just left.
But okay, you didn't like her tone. You're like, bro, I'm Captain Mark Rambeau, bitch. Get it together. Like, okay, next question.
Right. I love the part though where, so Carol's asking questions. Monica explains what she thinks going on. Carol gets pissed, walks out the house, flies off.
Right.
All of a sudden, you see a in the sky, and then you start hearing.
Yep. Kamala Khan
falling.
Falling.
And this is dude. Again, this movie is just full of hilarious.
Right. She said,
and Nick Fury goes, Monica, you gotta fly, or she's not gonna make it to high school. And she's like, I don't know how. He goes, put your core into it.
Samuel Jackson.
And finally he's like,
Jackson is just outlandish. It's crazy, man.
And finally he's like, Black Girl Magic.
Girl Magic. Hell no. Samuel Jackson. Just a little topic. Samuel Jackson's comedic is great. I can watch his comedic shit all day, bro. He should have been a comedian.
So it's just little funny things like that. And like you can even fast forward towards the end of the movie, dude. I have a lot of favorite scenes in this movie, and I do apologize.
Was it the cat one?
Yes. Where
that right there is my favorite scene.
The thing comes over. The thing is like, please let the cats eat you.
Well, like because it all started with like a bomb about to explode on the sword base, and then they're like, they said, the cats. I was like, nah, and then they're running from them. And
there's so many adorable cats.
And they're so cute. And then one dude's like cowering. He's hiding. And then you see two cats. You know you're going in this mouth, right? No Diddy. You know you're going to go into the side. And then the one officer was like, players doing business. He did like a swan dive into the mouth. That was great. All the cats, man.
And so overall, acting-wise, I think the chemistry was there between the three females. I think they did really well together. Again, there's going to be one scene specifically people don't like. Again, I fucking love it. And it's the Disney princess scene. Where they show up to this world, and Carol's like, look, you don't understand. We don't really need to go here. And they're like, no, we do. Some bad things are going to happen. And so finally she's like, fine. So they get there, and all of a sudden people start singing to them. And singing is their language.
Yep.
And if you speak normal English, no one understands you. You have to sing it.
Right.
So like they're singing, and they're going through, and everyone's praising her because she's a princess here because she's married, or she's a queen technically.
In fact, they were like, "You're married." They look dead at her like what?
So they turned Captain Marvel into a legit Disney princess.
That was crazy. She went from wearing like this suit to literally a dress. I was like, "Whoa, okay."
And I actually liked the look of the Captain Marvel dress.
Yeah, it was like pinkish, reddish.
You can definitely tell. I'm pretty sure that's not her singing.
Yeah, no. I never realized her singing before.
But she's sitting there, she's dancing with the prince.
Mm-hmm. She's like, he's so enthusiastic. He's like, you're back. Like, how long have you been leaving this one behind? Jesus.
It's real funny. I love that. CGI, I don't have any problem with the CGI in this movie.
Yeah, the CGI was okay.
I thought most of it was on point. The only time anything ever really looked unrealistic to me was during the eating and or burping up of things by the Flurkins. The problem is it's going to be really hard to get that right. Honestly, when you have a whole movie of it, it's a little more difficult than when you have, like, I think there's like one scene or two scenes in Captain Marvel where the cat actually eats and or burps up something. Because the cat burps up the Tesseract.
Right. It burps up the Kree soldiers in the Marvels also.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, but the Tesseract also. Yeah.
So, let's talk about villains. I actually really like this lady as a villain.
Even though I forgot her name, like her main goal was to get these belt, like bracelets, right? Well, her bracelets, right? Her
she
bracelets.
wants the quantum bands.
Quantum bands, yeah.
To cure her homeworld.
Right.
Her homeworld was accidentally destroyed by the Annihilator.
Oh yeah. Right. With Captain Marvel.
By
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. And really, Captain...
And she thought she was saving this planet. I thought.
She thought destroying the
leader.
The leader,
which is like AI.
Was
like
going,
AI actually.
Was going to save them, and
right, it killed everything. I mean, it killed everything. Water was gone, and she was so when she finally did the boom like that, it made the water come. She was like, "We finally got water now." It's like, oh my god, like that's crazy. But it was hurting her too every time she kept like bringing them together. Also,
again, I love her as a villain. And she reminds me in some ways, some of the ways that she moves like Loki. Now, am I going to sit here and pretend that she's like a top 3 villain? No.
No.
But she's at least top 7, top 10.
I was like, yeah, top 10. That seems fair.
Easily top 10.
Because there was a motive of why she wanted these bands. So
there's this one moment, dude, that I loved where she gets put into a situation where she can be killed.
Right.
And the Marvels try to do the good guy thing.
Right.
And help her up. And be like, because she pretends that she's changed. And she's like, thank you, I can see clearly now, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they get her up, she fucks them up.
And they were warning her out the whole entire movie that you gotta be careful using these bands. She just kept using them, and then, yeah.
And then what it eventually leads to, is Monica having to sacrifice herself to save the rest.
She said, "I won't be back."
Now,
you are not coming back, my dear.
I think the sacrificing of oneself is a very noble thing.
But, because I thought it was cool. What's your problem with it, man?
My problem with this is they ruined the feeling of her sacrificing herself by showing the post-credit scene.
So it's Marvel's fault for maybe they should not show the post or not have a post-credit scene.
Because you want to feel
that she didn't make it. Well, that's what I thought with Loki and Thor 1.
If they would have left the movie with maybe just chose a different post-credit scene, right? Leave the movie with people thinking she's gone. And this is something I wish they would do more in the Marvel universe. Leave the movie off with that. Give a different post-credit scene that alludes to something else going on.
Right, like they did in Spider-Man and all that.
Then, in a future Marvel movie, you can do a post-credit scene that shows Monica sitting there talking to what looks like her mom.
Right.
And I know there's gonna be people who be like, but that wouldn't make any sense. You're right.
Right. That's the whole
But it's not ruining.
It's not ruining
the feeling, and that's what I want more is the feeling. I want to be like, man,
that she's gone.
She's gone.
That's what I felt when Loki dropped, and then I saw him appear again. I said, "Fuck, he's not dead. Never mind."
Right.
That's I'm just saying, like that's the feeling how I felt, because I'm like, well, you want this feeling that he's not gonna come back. You mourn for this person, or
right?
Gone.
And they could have saved that specific scene, and we'll get to that for Thor.
Of course.
But they could have saved that for the end of Captain America.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's. I know what you're saying. They should have. Really, they should just stop do like what you did in the Disney Plus TV shows. Don't have post-credit scenes on those until you actually really need to put them in there. Like when we were just watching Falcon Winter Soldier, and we was like post-credit. They had none.
Post-credit scenes are cool, as long as they're not giving away too much. They're supposed to be used to get you excited for something, right? To get you excited for the future. And this is one of the things that I always worry about. So the reason why post-credit scenes got to be so popular in the first place, it started, the first big post-credit scene was an Iron Man, where Nick Fury talks to him in the bar.
Yeah, yes, I think that was.
And he's like,
he was at his house, and they said they got him off the trailer. He basically came out and said, "There's a lot of heroes you just."
Which one was it where he meets somebody in a bar?
That was the guy who's dead now, and Thunderbolt Ross. And he was talking about, "I'm here to set up a team." He said, "What team?"
The Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is where that happened.
There we go.
That was like the first big MCU one, because that's what taught you they're wanting to do something.
Right.
He's like, I'm putting the team together. Anybody that knew anything about it, Marvel knew we're going to get the Avengers. We don't know when. We don't know how.
Right.
Because there's a whole bunch that goes into that. But what we know is there has been an Iron Man movie, and now there's
a Thor and a Captain.
At this point, I'm not talking about post-credit scene wise.
Right.
At the point of the Hulk, it was just the Hulk and Iron Man. Those were the first two movies in the series. Right.
Yep.
So you get that scene, and then obviously things happen. We get some post-credit scenes. The next big post-credit scene, though, was it the end of Avengers? Which one was it where Thanos says, I guess I'm going to have to do it myself?
That was the end of Guardians.
Was it Guardians?
Yes, when he finally decided to grab the gauntlet and himself.
So he grabs the gauntlet.
That was a big moment, besides the fact of...
And that told you, we're getting Thanos.
I was going to say, like, even the first Avengers post-credit, when you see Thanos' head, like, appear, like, we knew he was lurking, we just didn't know when he was lurking until we saw Guardians, and he just picks up the gauntlet himself.
Right, and I'm so glad they fixed the way he looked from that first post-credit scene.
Because that was a different actor altogether.
The new one looked better.
Yeah, that was just Josh Brolin. Yeah, that was somebody else altogether. That's why. But post credits,
post credit scenes are supposed to get you excited for the future. And here's something else. Here's what I would love to see happen. I would love to see post credit scenes stop getting used to promote the next Marvel movie.
Yeah, like we saw with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. They're promoting that. Man.
Use the post credit scenes.
Shang-Chi, I believe.
As a whole, to promote the next big bad, right? When I say big bad, here's what I want to see. I want to see most post-credit scenes. If we're gonna rewind a little bit, rewind with me. Before all the stupid shit happened with the actor that was supposed to play Kang.
Yeah.
Before all that happens, instead of post-credit scenes setting up the next movie, every post-credit scene should have been something along the lines of showing Kang doing this. Maybe Kang in the background doing that.
Right. And
almost make it to where the post-credit scenes are building the movie. They're letting you know what's coming.
And they even said, even during the Eternal situation, they said that there was supposed to have been a Kang variant in that movie, but because situations, that's why they had to do some reshoots because they couldn't... It's sad, and that's sad too. Like that's why they didn't want to be with that actor anymore. But at one point, he was supposed to be in majority of these movies leading up to the Kang Dynasty. It was supposed to have come out next year, but they had to push it because of the sort of what Writers Guild and the situation here.
And then on top of it, then you take Kang as a character, and you make his first big reveal being an Ant-Man movie. Now, do not get me wrong.
Right.
I am probably one of 7 people that loved that fucking movie. I thought it was amazing. But that's not the hero you put Kang up against. Ant-Man has never been really known for fighting Kang. If you're gonna put Kang up against an Avenger level hero, you gotta put him up against an actual Avenger level hero.
Iron Man.
Like Kang spent most of his time early in the comics fighting Captain America, Iron Man,
right.
Fighting the Avengers as a whole.
He fought Thor,
and that's why I'm saying most of Kang's appearances in the comics have been Avengers comics. So how about, instead of putting Kang as the big bad in an Ant-Man movie, you build Kang up in post-credit scenes the same way they built
the Infinity Stones, actually.
Same way they built
Thanos
up in the post-credit scenes. We didn't see Thanos in the movies.
No. But
I think he had that one movie where he was in a scene.
Right.
Where...
That was in...
And I think it was Guardians. Wasn't it?
Avengers...
Or was it Avengers?
No, it was Guardians. Because he was just sitting there.
Because he was just sitting there. And
Ronan the Accuser was talking about
to him.
and Neville was just fixing her stuff. But yeah, because he was like... He's like, bring the stone, I bathe the stone, boys in your blood or something. Yeah.
They're setting up Infinity War. Right, and they did a great job. For 10 years, they planted those seeds.
Well, like, take Dark War. Dark War started with an Infinity Stone right there in the ether. So it just... We were getting built up all the way through the whole entire time. And
then the post-credit scene started becoming... Here's a little something. Like, let me tell you this. Why are we getting a post-credit scene of the Black Knight about to get his sword with Blade talking to him in the background? Right. Why the fuck do we care?
Right.
What are you setting up?
because Blade is
like
still having struggles with life itself.
we still haven't gotten much out of the Blade series yet.
Isn't it crazy? We have not.
I'm pretty sure we're never gonna get Black Knight in a movie at this point.
Unless we're like 90 out here.
And if we do, is Kit one actually gonna come play? It's been 7 years already.
He'd be too old.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't say age. I didn't say age, but you have to get another Black Knight. It's sad. You have to get an older Black Knight. But yeah, we get Eternals too, and then that's supposed to be happening as well.
Post-credit scenes are killing.
Yeah, they're not. They're not doing, and it's so sad because that's what used to ride the coattails of Marvel.
If you would have just used post-credit scenes to build up Kang, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even mad that he was used in Loki. Like him as a character in Loki makes sense with the overall story.
Right, because by this time. We should have been already introduced about five or six variants of Kang already, so we would have been used to this Kang anyway. So
that's why, again, if they're gonna do Doctor Doom, if he's gonna be the next big bad,
he need to be coming out and die Deadpool actually.
Then what I want to see is him built up in post-credit scenes.
Yeah,
I don't want to see them rush him into a movie. I don't want to see him
not yet
fighting with
Fantastic Four.
That would make sense at least. Okay.
I mean, but I wouldn't want to see that because I want him to be built up first.
Or do this because Loki's a big bad,
right? And they built him up. They built him up too.
He comes in. He's the main villain of the first Fantastic Four movie. I'll be honest with you. As much as all of us are tired of seeing the Fantastic Four versus Doctor Doom, if you're going to set him up in the MCU, he needs to be a villain in the movie.
Right.
Have him be the main villain in the first Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
Have it to where he time jumps. Now the Fantastic Four have to chase him. Right?
Okay.
The Fantastic Four, that's how they can end up in the overall MCU. If they're going to play it because...
I think I said it, like, let's just time jump anyway.
If they're going to play it to where they're eventually going to be in the present day. Right. Which they're going to have to be if they're going to be in the MCU.
I feel like that's what they're hinting on anyway. Like, they're going to start in 1940s, but they're going to time jump into our branch of trees here, man.
They can time jump, follow him. But then they end up in the modern MCU.
Right.
At this point... Stop using Doctor Doom in anything other than post-credit scenes.
In other movies.
Have him building up his army in the background. Have him doing this in the background.
Have him talk to the Mole Man to start making monsters happen.
Right. You can use him in post-credit scenes to build up his level.
The bad of like fear.
And then all of a sudden...
we get that Avengers level.
Right. And he's
maybe Doctor Strange get a distress call or something. Because remember they said Barry Combat's coming back. Maybe that's like that distress call. He get like something's wrong in the multiverse or something.
I also do want you guys to know that...
Captain Britain
I love the MCU. I've loved the MCU since Avengers. Again, I didn't start watching the MCU until the Avengers came out.
Yeah, you told me that. I thought that was funny. You told me that story.
I went back, caught up, and
I've been watching it since Iron Man 1.
The only thing I haven't seen in the MCU currently is Echo. I still have not watched it. I will.
But
I have not watched it. I haven't felt like I needed to because
because right now MCU is at a weird moment right now.
Anything.
Yeah, MCU's at a weird moment because Echo, and it's so funny because I feel like they had a script that they were going to go. It was supposed to be Echo fighting in the Hell's Kitchen with Daredevil to fight Kingpin. That was one of the scripts that they just trashed out. Just said, and I understand we had to discover the heritage of why Echo became Echo and the Indian culture behind him. So that's fine. I'm cool with that. But then I thought that was going to be like maybe at the beginning, and then we move into this hell thing fighting Daredevil, and then we just kind of just stayed in that village. I said, okay, well, shit.
Just to give you guys an idea. Again, I have not seen Echo.
Right.
But the most boring thing to me, out of everything that has been put out in the MCU, is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Secret Invasion. I got you.
Secret Invasion. And here's my thing.
Yeah, that was...
I still like it. I just think it's boring compared to everything else. Like, a lot of people find so many...
First that was supposed to have been a movie, then they switched to a TV show.
A lot of people try to find so many very nitpicky things to talk about it, to down it on. Whether it's the Super Scroll is supposed to be this, or... And I'm okay, and we've always talked about this. I am okay with creative control changing things to fit the universe as long as it makes sense in the universe for it to be changed.
Right.
The one time I have been outwardly and outspoken about not agreeing with it is Kamala being a mutant. She should not be a mutant. She's an inhuman.
Oh yeah, no, you are pushing for that.
And Kevin Feige can still eat my asshole.
He's not. But and it's funny. You have Inhumans. You have them.
There's no reason to blackball the Inhumans.
Stupid. All because the show was
just
ass.
Because the show wasn't everything.
Well, up to par. Not ass, but up to par. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of.
And you got to blame ABC more than anything. For
right,
that.
It's ABC's fault. Like, I'm sorry that y'all didn't get the rights to them soon. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about, man?
Anyways, back to the Marvels. Speaking of post-credit scenes, I did like the post-credit scene in this because again, it's setting up a big major story. And
we don't know what the story is, but it's setting up something.
It's done in a way, by the way, that cracks me up. So for anybody that has seen the Hawkeye TV show, there is a scene where Kate gets back to her apartment, and Yelena,
yeah, Yelena is already there.
Is sitting there.
She's like, "Hey,"
and
she throws a hot sauce at her. Caught that sucker.
So there's that, but then you also take into account Nick Fury is really, really good at just showing up in people's houses and sitting in the darkness and surprising them. And this is a call back to all of that. So Kate gets back to her apartment in the post-credit scene, and she turns around, and all of a sudden, Kamala's sitting in the darkness.
Yep.
And she's like, "Hey."
With a pad on. Like, "Hey, this you?"
You didn't know there were other kid superheroes, did you?
Kids superheroes.
And she's like, "I'm 23. And she's like, "Well, I know that." She's like, but
right.
I'm putting together a team.
See, we're building up to something, but I don't know what the fuck we're building up to.
She's like, "Do you want to be on my team?"
Right.
Please. Like, she's real kind about it. She's Kamala. She's very much Kamala Khan.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's very high. Yeah, high school. If anything, Kate is older than you. What the fuck? You're like a high school student still.
Yeah.
Right, like 18.
But Kate smiles like they're insinuating she's going to accept it. And then that's the last we heard. So, and we've all been knowing we're supposed to be getting... She even mentioned in the post-credit scene that she even talked to... or she had heard that Ant-Man has a kid.
Yeah. So, we're building something...
They're building the Young Avengers.
Right. We know that, but I want MCU to start, like, portraying... I mean, I guess... something with that as well. We are supposed to be getting an Avengers multiverse, so that's supposed to be going on as well too. That's supposed to be a title.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see, you see that shit? That's the shit we're talking about.
I won't. We hear a lot of things are supposed to happen.
Because that's what's supposed to be the next thing.
And you know what? Build up. They officially announced like 15 titles, and half of them aren't even going to be made now. So you know what? As far as what they're planning on doing, until things happen, I don't care.
And then what's funny though? That's why I wish we could go to Comic-Con San Diego because they was supposed. They haven't had a panel in like a year. They said a whole year bullshit, and now they decided to come back not only to D23 but also Comic-Con to basically hopefully get the fans back on something here because right now it's just not looking good. Look what I read in the news. It's like I don't care about half this shit, but I mean I really gotta know with the news and stuff. But overall, it's like I'm ready to see some like breaking news. Ryan Gosling confirmed as Ghost Rider. That's some newsworthy shit. Because it was like a month ago, he was in talks with, we don't know what he was going to be. And now, now he's playing the Ghost Rider for their Avengers multiverse. So he's not only going to be out here doing it, he's going to be in the Avengers movie when you're going to see him. I don't know when the fuck that's going to drop, but alright. Well, this beginning of Kang Dynasty, I thought we were done with that.
We'll see.
I guess. I don't know what's happening right now. So I guess, I was on the fly on the wall and was at D23 and Comic-Con because they're he's supposed to be bringing out the cast of Thunderbolts, new shit.
The way, if they were going to introduce Kang the way that they were going to introduce him, I definitely am okay with him being in Loki. But as far as if there was going to be any movie that he should have been the first villain in, it should have been a Fantastic Four movie. And I say that because Kang's very first appearance ever in the Marvel Comics was a Fantastic Four comic.
He was the Pharaoh.
He was the Pharaoh.
I still remember this comic shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So that was his first
and he dropped them somewhere else. I love it.
So I'm just saying he could have been the villain.
And they still can push
Fantastic
that
Four.
route. That's what they try to do, man. They still can push this route. He can still be the villain.
They got to recast him now.
I know, no, shit. They got him. No, they can't have. No, unfortunately, which sucks. But yeah, no. That's not shit. No, let me stop. But where do you give Marvels, my friend?
Yeah, that's interesting.
See, you keep pulling out shit. And I'm gonna pull out shit that's gonna be something I don't want to watch, man.
So as far as
blame you for this.
let me switch screens here.
I'm blaming you for wherever I pull out this bucket and be done with Thor.
Reaction recording. Look, we're still on that one page. Here's what I want you guys to understand.
Oh yeah, what are you giving, friend?
I was gonna give it a 10.
I know you were because you liked it though. You liked more than I did.
There's a reason I'm not. That one scene where Captain Marvel tries to get super emotional, and it comes off as
that's what cost it.
It comes off as so unbelievable. It's one of the worst acted moments in the history of the MCU.
No, I admit it was so garbage, but that's what cost you to drop it. Wow, okay.
It was that bad. I want you guys to also understand something, though. I'm not dropping it far.
No, I didn't drop it far. I'm going to drop it far, though. I knew me and him were going to two different disagreements to it, though. That's fine.
I am going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 6. Because even though you liked the dancing, it really took me out. And I was into it for like that whole, even like the whole thing. You saw I was praising it until we got to that moment. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we got back to the action again. I said, okay, cool. But mine was a couple of scenes in that whole dancing thing. Yours was like the one. I said, damn, that one scene dropped it, though. Damn, wow.
That averages out.
To an 8, right?
To a 7. Because I gave it an 8. You gave it a 6.
6, yeah.
Averages out to a 7. Here's what I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being 100% honest here.
Mm-hmm.
We have Thor Love and Thunder as a B. We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as a B.
Mm-hmm.
We have Iron Man 3 as a B. Wakanda Forever as a B. Far From Home as a B. Black Widow. Morbius as a B. We have some movies in there that, as we get further into this, I don't know if they should be Bs.
No, but we didn't. But there's a reason why we gave him B's. So like Wakanda Forever, we gave a reason why we gave Wakanda Forever a B.
No, Wakanda Forever deserved it.
Yeah. No, there was some reasons behind it. Like I know Morbius. We gave Morbius.
Fuck him.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So we should change things. But I'm like,
we'll keep it.
But if you think about it, how our thought process went with all of these, why we picked them as B's, you're like, it kind of makes sense. But no, I know what I see what you're trying to do. I said, wait a minute.
I was thinking about dropping Thor, and I was thinking about dropping Morbius one.
But
my problem is, do I really see Morbius as a worse movie than Black Widow? Not really.
Not really.
But I also don't see Black Widow as bad a movie as Let There Be Carnage.
Right.
I don't see Black Widow as bad as Doctor Strange, 1978.
Right.
I don't. So I guess in the grand scheme of
things, it makes sense. There it is. There it is. As I say, it makes sense. As I said, if we go back all the times we talked on all of this shit here, you can see why we gave our reason as to why we gave the B that we, or the 6 or 7 or 8 that we gave it. Because, you know, and like Wakanda Forever, you didn't like the Namor situation. I was like, oh shit.
Namor.
God, like that really, he really got ruined by that shit. I didn't really mind too much of it though. I feel like they were just trying to do too much. It's
anyways.
And I can't wait to get the Thor. This is gonna be real fun. You might as well put a B on that bitch too.
We are not
picking
out of the hat this week. Because
we're picking out of the hat in 24 hours. Stop fucking with you next week.
For the Thor review that we pulled out of the hat last week, this one kind of got thrown in because we were supposed to do this when it came out, and we kept putting it off, and then life happened. We disappeared for months. So we had to catch up on we're back caught up to being on the movie.
Yeah, really,
the MCU movie side of things. We still have to do fucking Madam Web. We still have to do Echo. Those are the only two.
Hey, let's just get Madam Web out of the way now, man.
I ain't seen it.
I got you. Look, he said, hey,
Nah,
look, did
we'll
you
get
see
there.
it? Not in theaters, but I got you. So here's what's going to happen. I'll give you the whole first, second, third, and we're done. Go ahead. We're going to put the 2 out of 10. We'll put that next to Punisher.
I will watch it. Look.
You don't have to watch it, though.
I will.
I am trying
I will.
to save you.
When we review it, I will watch it.
It's like a burnt cigarette. It just doesn't go out. It just it's just there.
I gotta still give it a fair chance.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
If I don't give things a fair... Dude, there are so many movies that I love that people hate. Predator 2. The Predator. Look, The Predator is a series. Like, gets a lot of hate.
Bro. The Predator series is fuck.
I'm just saying.
And I told you, like, I saw Tarot. I said, okay, I see where you come from. You know, I laughed my ass off through the whole goddamn movie. I see where you coming from, because I give it a chance, and I see why it's ass.
Yeah.
I see why. Bad. And they were trying to hit for a part 2. Please don't.
No.
You're fine. You're fine, my friend. That was a one time only.
So next week, we will see you guys for Thor, and that is going to do it for this episode.
Yeah, Excelsior. That was the Marvels, man.
So join us next time, and we'll see you then. Excelsior.
Hope we pull a TV show, because that'll take us all the way to Deadpool.